remember learning about when we were talking in our company about just story and elements of story. And we were coming across a story circle by Dan Harmon. And it just talks about, all right, people, there's stability, there's chaos. And that's how a lot of 3-act structure and all these things unfold. But now it feels like people will do whatever they can to keep themselves out of the chaos and self-doubt moments. And then it's like, if you do that, how do you ever find your voice? You know, how do you ever find your voice? And that's why we have all these people, I feel like, asking these questions now. Well, when do I know if it's the right time to do this? And it's like, well, time out, go down to your values and your experience. I mean, do you agree? Do you feel like it seems like we've gotten very passive in the way that we learn and grow and express ourselves? We're waiting for permission for somebody to tell us how to do it.
You're waiting for permission comment is perfect. And I just think whether you're an individual or a team, a culture of waiting it's not a good path to success, right? And I think part of what you're saying is that maybe there's this fear of failure that often resides. It's kind of that self-talk that happens. And I was just so happy to spend almost 3 decades in a working culture where failure is part of innovation. I mean, failure is what puts you on the path to success when you're trying to achieve like products and stories and services that you're bringing into the world. On that path, there's tons of failure, and so I think sometimes too, when you're maybe a bit of an outsider, like you are trying to be perfect. Don't make waves. Make sure you're showing up. And so, I talk about that second internship at the Walker Art Center, which is a museum of modern art in Minneapolis. Just being on my computer, doing my design work, trying to be precise and perfect. And my boss at that time, who was pretty intimidating, came over. She took my computer mouse and just dragged it across the screen. And I was horrified. And she said, "How do you expect to take your audience someplace new if you're not willing to go there yourself?"
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of all the work I created over the 8 months in that job, that is the best piece of work I did, because it just pushed me out of this place where I was being so careful and not putting myself out there and doing some things that maybe were a bit radical. So I think, and you have to, every employee has to ask the question, like, are you in a working culture that allows for that? Right.
Yeah.
Or is it a situation where one wrong move and like, that's it? I don't know. I find that the most innovative companies do have space and room to experiment and explore, to fail a little bit, that's how you end up defining what's next and what's possible.